Hello, my fellow students, and welcome to the future. We are going to be learning one way of making the future tense in Korean. Funny thing about the future tense in Korean is it's just one of those things that does not translate perfectly from English. There are multiple ways of talking about the future in Korean, and we will start with one of the more common and versatile ways, the probable future. In English, when we talk about the future, we use sentences like, I will blank, you will blank, it will blank, or I'm going to blank, you're going to blank, it's going to blank. But you see, Koreans don't pretend that they can predict the future with absolute certainty. So they don't say things like, it's going to rain. They say, it's probably going to rain. And they don't even need to include the word probably in the sentence because, who wants to stick an extra word in their sentence like that? Instead, they just conjugate their verbs using the probable future tense, and the probably part is baked right in. So let's learn the probable future. We start with an infinitive verb. Let's choose two, hara and 먹다. Then you do the usual thing you do when you conjugate. You cut off the da. Then you've got to add the probable future tense ending. If your verb root ends in a vowel, the verb endings are like so. Notice we have a casual version, a polite version, and a formal version, just like usual. And for verbs that end in consonants, these are the endings. So now let's do our two examples, hara and 먹다. Hara gets conjugated into 할거야, 할거예요, 할겁니다. And 먹다 gets conjugated into 먹을거야, 먹을거예요, 먹을겁니다. And these two groups of three endings here are the only verb endings you need to memorize to speak in the probable future. It's the same for all types of verbs, not like with the present tense or the past tense where we needed a different ending for verbs and verbs and hara verbs. All the verbs get the same ending when we conjugate them into the probable future. You may also see it written with a little space added right here. Both with the space and without the space are equally correct. And that's it. That's your probable future tense. Here are some practice questions for you to work on if you like. The answers are in the comments section. But let me tell you more about this probable future tense ending. Where does the ending actually come from? What does it actually mean? Well, you recognize this last part, don't you? It's Korean for is, am, and are. And then this part, ge, comes from gut, the Korean word for thing. And the real, that part is a verb suffix that indicates future. So if I made a statement like, I will eat chicken. 저는 치킨을 먹을 거예요. It means, I eat is future thing chicken. Literal translations are so much fun. Or maybe, since we're already rearranging the word order, the literal translation could be, I eat chicken is a future thing. And I think that's, well, it could get the point across if you started talking like that in English. Moving on, let me tell you a little bit more about the probable future tense. You can also use it for the present. If somebody asks you something like, should we call Tim? You might answer, Tim? Well, it's 11 p.m. right now. He's probably going to be in bed. You see that? We use the phrase going to be, even though we're talking about the present. Going to be indicates future, but we're talking about the present. You can do the same thing in Korean. You could say Tim은 침대에 있을 거예요. Tim is probably going to be in bed. So now, not only can you describe the future, but you can also describe things that are probably happening in the present, thanks to this video. Remember to do the exercises if you want practice. Charts are linked in the description to help you out. And check out my t-shirts. I'm adding new designs all the time. And thanks for studying with me. I eat chicken is a future thing.